Good evening. First, let me thank Andrea and Patricia for giving us a very good reason to be here tonight. I received an invitation to be here, passed to me by our Minister of Foreign Affairs, that both Andrea and Patricia were inviting me to be here. How could I not be here? I think I didn't need an invitation. I was going to be here with you to thank you for telling the story that you did in the book, Rwanda, Inc. And as you will notice, I had a few hours with the two authors of the book. It was not an ordinary interview. I am used to interviews, many of them very provocative, but I have learned to be very patient. I don't allow being provoked. But this one was a different interview, telling me to give me my part of the story in this longer and bigger story of Rwanda, which I tried to do in the manner that I just tried to recall a number of things in which many of you have also participated, as we were availing this material that the material that has formed the story that is being told in the book. So as I thank the authors, I thank all of you for being part of the story, as we all have been in doing different things. And I think Louise mentioned a number of qualities of good authors or writers, telling different stories. She just forgot one, which I'm reminded by the book. It's also the commitment to the story, how you want to relate with the story. I think Patricia and Andrea were committed. They connected and related very well with the story they wanted to tell. That is very important. You can spend many hours, you can do this, you can do that, and write a good book, and sell it, but good writers also connect in a special way with the story, and they did. That's what I wanted to thank them for as well. Why I'm saying that, as they told Rwanda's story, they were maybe knowingly also telling the story of Africa. Africa is not a place, just a place of poverty, of disease, of conflict, of all kinds of things like that. Africa is about immense potential. Potential for business, for entrepreneurship. And we just need to get a few things right. So the story of Rwanda, where we have come from and where we are today and where we want to go, and in fact, in answering some of the questions that were raised, whether the story of Rwanda will continue and what is being done will continue to succeed and more progress made, I want to believe that that is inevitable, that we will continue to succeed. It doesn't come cheap. It is not easy, but has got to happen. It's a must. That's what I believe, and I think that's what Rwandans believe. That's what we see every day. That's what we saw in the last 2 days. We were in the rural areas of Rusizi, which Claire was talking about. The ordinary people. Will tell you stories of how they have transformed their lives. With a little help, maybe, from government in many cases. Others entirely on their own. Maybe making wines from things people have never heard about, and so on and so forth. So this story in Rwanda Inc. and the story of Rwanda is real. It's a real story. Forget about some of these other stories you read about. This is the real story. It's a story of transformation. The only question that people worry about and want to keep working at is the pace. It's really no longer an issue of whether. No, it's not whether this or that will happen. No, it's only a matter of when it's going to happen. From that, let me say something else. If you had two people, one called poverty, another called democracy and rights. And you see, these two people normally get sick together. Right? Yes. You find they are bad fellows. They are really. But the only medicine you ever find is business, is entrepreneurship, is innovation. That is the medicine. If you give them that medicine, you see them getting better every day. business, entrepreneurship, markets. These are, they form the medicine for these two sick guys, one called democracy and poverty. You can't go for one and just treat one without treating the other. You go to treat both at the same time, and the medicine is clear. It has been clear to us for a long time. At least I'll speak for myself and how we've communicated that together with Rwandans. So that's why I was talking about the real story and some that are not real. The real story understands this, treats this the way it should be treated. The Rwandans in those rural areas have started getting better, and they're asking for more of this, more of that, and they really want to use their energy, their ingenuity. They're there to do whatever will make their lives better. And after that, they start demanding a number of other things that are expected of them, and those that they deserve to have. That's how the entire society is going to be transformed. And again, I go back to the book. If you read the story very well, the real story, with all the commitment that has been put into it, and the skill and knowledge and expertise, it has been, as I read through, thank you for giving me one of the first copies you got out. And I found it has been, you know, a complex issue has been simplified and written in a manner that you want to connect with and read from the beginning up to the end in a short time, but more so, as you do it, you internalize it, you feel you are part of the story, you are in the story. Thank you, Patricia, thank you, Andrea, for committing yourselves to the story of Rwanda, and writing about it in the book is as good as writing it as it happens on the ground and making it happen on the ground. And in fact, we have been blamed. By the way, let me say this. Many people have come to Rwanda and fell in love with the country and appreciated many things Rwandans are doing, and in fact, they can't sometimes understand how Rwandans have made it to this point, given the history, so on and so forth. And after that, they tell us, no, but you don't tell your story. Nobody knows this, that we want people to know, that everybody should know. In fact, they keep telling us, you know, out there, what people know about Rwanda is entirely different from what we are seeing. So, I think we may accept that weakness we have, that we are not able to tell our story. Thank you for helping us tell the story. we will join you, and as you join us in continuing not only to make things happen on the ground, but also to be able to create a different narrative about Rwanda, a different story. The stories that are out there, as you always read about and know and follow. Actually, sometimes you read a story about Rwanda on the internet or different places, and this is your country. You look at it, you're not sure this is the country you come from. You can tell somebody is writing about something else, about some other country, not your country. Yeah, but we should also be aware of all this. That's the world we live in. We are not about to change it entirely to say things the way they should be said, or to put them the way they should be put. But that's the world we live in, but we must live in it, and we must be able to succeed in doing what is good for us and be able to achieve what we want to achieve. So on this, let me thank you all for being here with us, and I wanted to thank you and ask you to join me to thank the two ladies who So, thank you very much.